If you haven't had an opportunity to watch the latest episode of The Flash, stop listening now. Major spoilers. Here we go. Let me play this clip, and then after that, we'll get to what we got to talk about.
Gorilla Grodd!
Yo, that's what I'm talking about, man. Tonight's episode of The Flash is by far one of the best episodes of the entire series. How bold this move is from DC Comics, man. It's bold. It's almost as bold as as Guardians of the Galaxy with Howard the Duck. I'll go ahead and put it like that, okay? I think that we are in for something very, very good. As soon as this gorilla shows up and just, hopefully he's walking, I mean, even if they have him just escape and he's running around the city or something, and then, you know, Barry has to interact with him, and if he can just say just maybe like one word, maybe? Almost like something like Caesar, like no, I can't do that, I gotta keep a straight face. If Barry Allen is able to to have an episode with the gorilla, okay, and he has to put him back in the cage, I'll be happy with that, okay? I just want to see him talk, man. I'm not gonna lie. I want to see him talk. I want to see something to where, you know, DC Comics teams up. You know what I'm saying? With like Planet of the Apes, you know, Peter Jackson, like the whole entire, I mean, like anybody that has something to do with making magical scenes on the big screen, help the Flash out. Help the producers, director, man, help them out. And just give them the best CGI possible. That's all I ask, okay? I thought it was just fascinating, man, because they did a 5-year flashback. It said 5 years ago. And then all of a sudden, you know, obviously, Mr. Wills, Professor Wills, he's walking now. And he knows who General Eiling is. He knows pretty much everything. They've interacted before, so I guess that's how he has like an upper hand over the General or something like that. Maybe it's because of the testing they've done or something like that. But when they went to the 5-year flashback, I said, oh my gosh, I was like, oh no, please, don't do what the Arrow's doing. Please, stay away from that. And then all of a sudden, when they showed that license plate, that name tag over the cage, I was just like, oh my gosh, whoa. I was like, immediately I knew who that was. Immediately I knew who that was. As soon as the gorilla came on screen, I was like, wow, that's crazy, man. And you know, here's what's interesting is because tonight I was actually thinking the whole entire time, I was like, you know, it would be kind of cool, man, to see, you know, Tom Welling's Clark Kent, you know, come on screen during kind of like right after the scene with Iris and Barry on the top of the building. You know, maybe like Kala just comes down, he swoops down, he says, Barry, I understand where you're at. And then all of a sudden, you know, boom, whoa, man, thanks, Clark. And then, you know, Superman flies away. Just to kind of let him know, like, I had that same experience with Lana Lang. And it gets better. It gets better, you know what I'm saying? You'll find somebody or it'll work itself out. Just some kind of advice, man, you know? It was just, it was a lot of good stuff in tonight's episode, man. A lot of good stuff, man. One thing I didn't like at first, and the only reason I didn't like it is because I guess the way that they're executing it on the screen is whenever Barry is talking to Iris, you know, obviously his face is vibrating at such a high frequency that she can't see who he's at or who he is. And for us, the viewer, whenever they are not showing that and they're just showing his face just staying still for, you know, the actor to actually act in that scene, his face is vibrating. But I wish they would just, I don't know, man, it's the distance for me, you know what I'm saying? Like, you can't be standing this close to a person, you know, and not recognize who they are. And whenever they did the vibrating with the vocal cords, you know, his voice was just so horrible, man. I mean, maybe he'll work on that throughout the episode and the series, because, man, you thought that the Arrow's voice was annoying. You know, my name is Oliver Queen, and girl, you failed this city. It's like it's high pitched. It's like, hi, my name is Barry Allen, and oh my god, it's. I'm telling you, man, I can't even describe it. It is fascinating to see what they did with that. You know, using the vocal cords, vibrating, and makes sense, but please just work on the actual accent or whatever you want to call it, man. You know. But other than that, man, I love the episode, man. I love how they did Plastique. I think it was fascinating with, you know, the first time that she touched Barry on his chest, and then Barry had to run off and take his clothes off, and then the explosion, man. And then once again, what I really did love is how they took it to the next level. They didn't let the episode end when Barry took Plastique and he dropped her off into the water, and an explosion happened. I wish there was something that he could have done, maybe like run around the tidal wave or something to where he stops there, because in real life, and being realistic, since we're trying to keep a grounded approach, the tsunami and the tidal waves would have destroyed the city, and he would have failed the city. But for what it was really, really cool effect. I guess it was what we wanted to see out of The Dark Knight Rises. That's what they gave us, okay? We wanted to see the explosion, and then immediately see that Batman was okay. Not this whole, oh, I faked you, and now I'm sitting down and I'm sipping tea and all this other stuff. No. We wanted the real deal, and they gave it to us tonight, man. I got nothing bad, man. The episode itself, man, I gotta give it 9 out of 10 stars, man. Yeah, 9 out of 10 stars, man. It was some of the stuff they kind of rehashed a little bit with Smallville as far as the Iris and Barry situation, man. But with Joe and Barry, those moments on screen were absolutely, man, the best, funniest moments ever, man. Especially with the vocal cord, you know, with Joe laughing. He was he's laughing so hard, man. Other than that, I can't wait for next week. I can't wait for next week, man. I got to leave it at that. I know this wasn't really a review or nothing like that, but I just had to talk about that, man.